as according to them, a certain officer at the station has on several occasions gotten away with brutalizing community members, adding that it's only the Damara people in the area that are being brutalized. The complaints come after a video of a 65-year-old elderly man in Dortabas was seen being beaten and dragged along the ground by one of the officers of the Dortabas police station.
So madibi ka go ba ni go tui khuna di tui khon khabye ka go ba tui khuna di ya neng asna hinat ni ka go ba madi han umbai neti di da mitsi ngai ngadi dra hui wa hiya je ne ba khon khan hao tsira je nga khon kha je huiye tsira je wa tsin je nga khona ko manda kha je ngwa tsin je ko manda kha ngwa on ge je tinga ba mi ba apkung tsin ho ba khama ne ko gu je ga kung agu kuman I say go uyudan agu kung nekwega. Ida ni kwen piederseni uyudana ho. Mi e gomorang hanu pira kaira queen. Situarun sidare kwen jina kambadi. Madi bi nga self ding hanuba. Kriti a karade. We deni seiba.
Bige aanhoudend hagoe. Sitting inskia Gertrude Elizabeth Koper pedita ge. De bada je kai se kanyonga. Ngabata sida ni police ta sai ma ya go jo pandika go wa hawe. Igu ma clinics ka kongwega. Ngako go jo kro thomate. Ida nekhona miba in nekhona ngaba inspector ko khun ka habe sinka ban ngawe chuku jira sound kuye an go snap je ko ba si arrestere chi koro ngawe an go snage self te hui ko hai o sida ge chau ko torda be sida ge sida chau ko ne hui khada ge chau ko ban ne abalam gu je tamara namana muto ma ha kai se sida men aha chi kai se chungsa ba de khaiske kai ra khuen 치 탐콘 치 다레콘 조안 치 다레콘 진진이 pesquereme tita hier sida que neba pesquereme toma sida an inspecteur ko of generalika habestina miba igu triti hakoi chiku gira sound kuye tiko mikoguje.
The Landless People's Movement have bemoaned the actions of the police in Dortabas and are now together with the community members calling for the removal of the officer in question.
Kirami Tamara ngabe ku distasis ke nesadi chukuge ngabe ko nestasis sa khotana chukuge Tamara ka ne ba kanam kubinya chungwa se clinics ke ne ku tsusenywa o madio ku aro ka clinics ka iwe duma chukuni chibi nga ka ku ba peste distasis ke nesadi o nga hu da ke tolerate ma sida ka ku ba move ina ka ngabe lokasna mu da ngau ngau da ke ni kida ke sida ra tip ke slate chungda ke ya ne ke kai yaw ba ne ngau ya ba nga je khona kana me ya nga ku je chungwa aro ka kana mkubinya madi ku aro ku tsina iwe ma clinics ka ku ni aro ka ku ngau we tsikana mkubiye sida ke nga khun wana ni tolerate on suk ni mierda i khudeni on suk ni mierni histan yogi man bat sai ti set up khaskeres histan di man wok hele sabar tait man on suk ni dai korapni on suk ni korapni Laat ik ook uitgaan van hier vanaf. Ali Bambus moet gaan van hier vanaf. On zoek zo. Hele moet gaan.
Mooie mensen moeten komen.
Ja, on zoek Tamara zo.
Get some more savings this summer, like selected girls' tees ages 2 to 8 get 3 for only 70. Or selected boys' tees ages 2 to 8 get 3 for only 70. Or selected older boys' tees, get 3 for 100, you save $19.85. Find a variety of kids' tees in store, only at Ackermans.
$153 families whose houses burned down in a fire at the then Twaloloka informal settlement 4 months ago were overjoyed as they received the land ownership certificate. The families who have been living in the informal settlement, now known as Otweya, never thought the day would come that they would own plots of their own. The fire victims recently received acknowledgement certificates and were eager to hear their names announced, describing it as a dream come true to have a piece of land which they can call their own. The families say that they have been through enough, starting from grabbing land and living in a congested spaces that finally led them to losing their property and the life of a 2-year-old boy in the fire.
shoto ipatero pakareti mongota tumonde aro banyamukurango datutaranga komesho katune kujo ashkurire pen shikupandura he
mefula na waji inambi no inambi haunjire ko jamape ya ape kupeo sikikata ya mehemo matu yango ondangiri ko ngavana letu no na letu jam de tukula mena to de comfort to de backup us.
The Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Erastus Uthoni, at the handover said that the certificate should be safeguarded and that the beneficiaries will never lose ownership of their land.
We have made allocation available in terms of budgeting to ensure that massive urban land servicing is done. We are now going throughout the country. The ministry is allocating money in the development budget to ensure that each and every local authority receive some amount of money to ensure that they deliver land. By delivering land, that land has to be serviced, has to be surveyed.
32 houses are under construction under the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development at the site where the shacks burned down, of which 90 are already completed, with another piece of land being allocated for the certificate beneficiaries.
It takes a special team of people to keep the country shining. NamPower is proud of the dedicated men and women who go the extra mile to power the nation. Power Pride, brought to you by NamPower.
My name is Elizabeth Haikali, and I'm currently serving as Assistant Engineer at the Technical Support Services. I joined NamPower 2014 under the Undergraduate Development Program. I completed my Bachelor of Science at University of Namibia, and after that I went on to also pursue my Master's in Electrical Engineering as well at the University of the Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, and NamPower covered all my costs. I come from a family that is only supported by a single mother who had to support the four of us, and I'm the firstborn. So assisting me was also sort of assisting my other siblings, because then now I can assist them as well. Professionally, I managed to obtain lots of knowledge in a field that I'm actually very passionate about. NamPower is contributing to grooming me into a person that I couldn't become on my own, and for that I'm very grateful. And financially as well, NamPower having funded all the qualifications, I love being part of NamPower because NamPower is so big.
NamPower, powering the nation and beyond.
The Student Union of Namibia's SUN received complaints from concerned parents whose children will not be permitted to sit for the 2020 national examination as a result of schools and registration points filling in the wrong candidate information. The Ministry of Basic Education announced that the learners will be given an opportunity to register in 2021. The Student Union of Namibia SUN Vice President Bernard Kavau said that the Education Ministry should make a plan and get the learners registered to write in November 2020.
First of all, we received some emails from parents who are complaining that some learners will be missing exam due to some negligence of either the center where they've registered for exam or teachers not filling in the right details. But the unfortunate part is that the ministry has responded that any learner who have missed filling in the right details, they will only be able to write exam next year. Basically, it means they will repeat and there's no opportunity for them this year. So our position is to say we don't support that idea. All we are calling for is for the ministry to look in this matter. Either they can provide special exam for this learner early next year, Or alternatively, if an error was made, we believe any problem can be solved. There's nothing difficult in correcting the details. If it's about subject, it can be corrected. Or are we saying now, because it's external examination, the ministry are unable to communicate to those external centers, whether it's in South Africa or wherever it is? We believe they have that capacity, and they must do something so that our learners can all write or have a special examination.
Kavau added that they want all learners to be promoted to the next grade as COVID-19 has disrupted the academic year.
Let's start from grade 0 to grade 8. We are saying no learner must fail. Examination is starting now, and we know some learners has missed classes, and it's not only learners and some teachers. Some of them were infected with COVID-19, so no one could teach these learners. So when we put all these problems in hand, all we are saying is, of course, teachers must continue to put more effort to teach these learners, but there are unforeseen circumstances like this COVID-19. We propose that no learner must fail from grade 0 to grade 8. All of them must be pushed. We are not saying the learners must be lazy, but there are some unforeseen circumstances that we cannot control. Now, we are encouraging the principals to talk to the teacher and ensure that this learner move to the next grade. Failure to that next year, if a learner come to us that he or she was treated badly because of unforeseen circumstances, COVID-19, we'll go there to those schools ourselves, we talk to the teacher, we take a learner to the next grade. That is the only language we are going to speak from now.
SAN is gearing up to take action against the Education Ministry if they fail to register the outstanding learners.
My vote is a gateway to opportunities.
My vote is a reflection of my aspiration.
My vote expresses my versatility.
If you are 18 years old and a registered voter, make the first time count.
Get to the polls on the 25th November 2020 and vote for the candidate, political party or organization of your choice in the regional council and local authority elections. Make your mark with a cross on the ballot. Do what is right and be part of the decision. Namibia votes.
The Namibia Football Association NFA recently announced that the women's senior national team will not be taking part in the COSAFA Women's Championship in South Africa. According to Franco Cosmo, acting Secretary General of the NFA, lack of quality time to prepare the team is the main factor for the team's withdrawal. At the same time, the NFA announced that the Under-20 men's national team will participate in the upcoming COSAFA Men's Under-20 Championship in South Africa from the 3rd to the 13th of December. The former Secretary General of the Namibia Football Players Union, Nafpu Olsen Kahiriri, described the decision by the NFA as discrimination against women football.
As a person who's always been advocating for these things on a fair, equitable aspect, we were saying even the women themselves playing football in this country, it was cosmetic. They were not rewarded fairly compared to the male counterparts. Now the girls' national team cannot take place. The women's national team cannot take place due to the fact that they are not ready physically. And there's no financial backing to that. That is a pathetic statement if it comes from the NFA, if that's the truth. Because why would you call the Under-20 to go and play COSAFA, who mostly, the majority of them, comes from the first division and second division. The Under-17, all these guys are from that area. They are not. Most of them are not in the Premier League, and we never had football close to 2 years in Premier League actions. Now yet you say the under 20 are ready. Where do you get that authority and that understanding in your head that they are ready? Now the pool of the under 20s are coming from first, second division, as I've said, and we'd never had football for 2 years. So, in fact, not 2 years, 3 years, because the reason why we have fights in football is because the first division and second division never took place, while the active league took place. So, the Premier League. So that excuse is not holding water, it's pure discrimination. It's a pure fact that they don't like the women to play football in this country.
Kahiriri further urged the NFA to stop being selective, as this is an opportunity taken away from the young girls to participate and show their talents in an international competition.
Now, every time there's political fights in this country when it comes to football, they are relying on what FIFA says. FIFA directive, FIFA this, FIFA that. Now, FIFA is saying women football priority. You are not taking the women national team to COSAFA, an opportunity for them. You understand? Because me, myself, I don't want even the national team to play, all the national teams, until football, active football, kick start. But you cannot play football selectively and discriminatively. Opportunities that we should accord these people, we are throwing it out with excuses just to satisfy the public by making statements that we have money in our coffers. I think it's high time that the association must come out clean, whether they have money or not. They could have called up this team ages ago, like they did with the rest of the teams. So I'm very, very disappointed by the administrators of the game currently with their lame excuses, especially discriminating against women.
The 2020 COSAFA Women's Championship is currently taking place in South Africa, which will run until the 14th of November 2020.
Get some more savings, like 2 selected older boy shorts, 400, save $39.90. Or get 2 selected tees for only 100, ages 7 to 15. More summer vibes and more savings, only at Ackermans.
In other leading stories, the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, together with the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade and their partners, the Environmental Investment Fund and Standard Bank Namibia, launched the Sustainable Development Goals Impact Facility. The SDGIF will be used to provide mentorship grants and debt financing to women and youth in business, social enterprises and micro, small and medium enterprises. Fulfilling the promise of the UN Sustainable Development Goal requires multi-sectoral approaches that bring together expertise from a range of perspectives. UNDP Namibia, in partnership with SBN, MIT and EIF, will initiate 3 SDGIF calls for proposals during the respective earmarked windows to provide competitive matching grant awards, as well as mentoring, capacity building and entrepreneurship development training to MSMEs. The grants are aimed at MSMEs operating in any of the targeted sectors of agriculture, tourism, manufacturing, renewable energy, information technology, and with a product or service on the market. In Tier 1, successful MSMEs will receive a once-off, limited-duration grant, usually covering up to 50% of project costs, with the remainder to be matched by own contribution or loan from a financial institution. Tier 2 is for successful vulnerable MSMEs who will receive a once-off limited duration grant, usually covering up to 90% of project costs or up to 50,000 Namibia dollars as appropriate, with the remaining 10% to be matched by own in-kind contribution. SDG Impact Facilitate grantee packages containing detailed funding, selection criteria and prescribed business proposal formats can be downloaded from the EIF website or requested via email undp.sdgif@eif.org.na.
Welcome to Comments Corner, your daily dose of local comments from the hottest social media pages. The SWAPO Party and the National Union of Namibian Workers is vowed to fight tooth and nail to protect Namibian workers and end the exploitation of employees in the country. Mike said that they are selling out union members. They do not support the party. Leon said the people are paid by the workers to fight for them but are incapable as they have not transformed the workers' conditions. Esau said it is the union leaders' votes they are after and not the workers. Ronald said that he prefers to belong to an independent union and that NUNW should stay away from politics and focus on the workers. Barry said the union has been together with SWAPO before the liberation struggle. While Robbie said that he is running to his employer to have his monthly contribution cancelled. The creator of the hit song Jerusalem, which has taken the continent and world by storm with a dance challenge, has arrived in the land of the brave. Master KG performed at the NMH Tourism Expo in Windhoek this week. David said Master KG is his favorite artist and thanked him for coming to Namibia. Aaron Fried said the young artist is from Limpopo. Maggie said he looks decent, calm and organized. While Middle wants a future with the South African artist. And that is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast every day only on Today and One.
Cheers. Tafo Lager, Namibian like you. Imagine opening your Nedbank account anywhere, anytime by simply taking a selfie. Introducing Identity Today, a platform which enables you to open your Nedbank account, scan the Nedbank QR code with your smartphone camera, and immediately follow the instructions on the link that will open up in your web browser. Follow the simple steps to complete the account opening online form. Have your identity card or passport ready. Take a selfie and send it to us, and your new Nedbank account will be opened and confirmed in 3 minutes or less. Visit www.nedbank.com.na to shift your account to Nedbank today. Nedbank. See money differently.
A look at the weather forecast. The Namibia interior is sunny and hot to very hot over the northern half of the interior. Elsewhere partly cloudy and hot to very hot. The coast partly cloudy and cool with fog patches at first, and the wind moderate to fresh northwesterly to southwesterly. Now we look at minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
I'm feeling so bad because of I have been arrested. We are trying to sell to provide our kids with food, but the police, they come to arrest us.
I was literally apprehended in Independence Avenue. I mean, there was no prior communications with the police or with Bonn or Benga Namibia. These guys literally just apprehended us on surprise.
And when you are talking in a manner that is exaggerated about brutality in this country, I should ask you in which country you live.
Yes, I can confirm that indeed there were 2 cell phones that were found after a search was conducted at the cells that the Fish Road accused are staying.
Do you understand the amount of money that the government has spent on the fight against COVID-19? Could they have spent 300 million on tracing people and managing people? Is that even possible?
He has to listen to the information. Now, that information needs to interpret it and then convert it, and that part of the brain will then absorb the information. I think it will be a huge opportunity. We know.
What is your true purpose, and how will I commit as a leader to continue?
When you speak about the communication and how it's being received,
how do you relate to people? I mean, those respect, love, those are the crucial things before you build the solutions.
Get some more savings, like 2 selected older boy shorts, 400, save $39.90. Or get 2 selected tees, only 100, ages 7 to 15. More summer vibes and more savings, only at Ackermans.
Make every day a little brighter. Make waves in younger boys' shorts, just $39.99. Why pay more? Life's a breeze with brighter prints. Boys' shorts only $49.99. Get the set the trend. Men's shorts for just $89.99. Get more in store this summer. Life's better with Pep.
Reality check. Get the facts straight.